Okay, now we are on to the responsibilities step. And as you're our co-teaching, we do want a lot of the responsibilities to be shared. So you are a true parent, your students will notice if the responsibilities are not shared. So you need to be making sure that you are sharing the responsibility of your daily activities, planning, creating expectations, and really writing it down. So this is something you can refer to if your other half of your co-teaching pairing is not exactly following through with what you come up on for your shared responsibility. So most of these, like I said, should be shared. There are a few that, we split up. Like I differentiated for the EL students because that was my background and I am from an EL background and perspective. Um, Erin did the daily routines as the content teacher. So she took attendance every day. She would do lunch counts or talk about field trips just because she was better connected to her team and the school.
And like Jackie said, really the rest of them should be shared. If one person is doing the bulk of them, then there's a shift in equality in terms of whose class it is, and that's not fair to either teacher or students, and they'll pick up on that. So we're going to model just one, specifically the contacting home one, because this can be a point of frustration if it's not actually talked about. So for contacting home, how do you feel about your role in that and how you are going to approach that?
I think that regardless of the student, mainstream, EL or not, if there is an issue in class that you confront and you think home needs to be called, I would make the call or you would make the call. Both of us will share that responsibility.
Yeah, I agree. I think if it's, I personally feel that if it's a situation that I handle, like I should be the one to make that phone call home, even if it's an EL kid. They're still my student. I'm still teaching them science. If it's a situation I happen to be in charge of, I should call home. And same for you. If it's a mainstream student and you happen to be in charge of that situation for whatever reason, you should call home. We could potentially do that together if it's a situation that's come up multiple times or a student that's come up multiple times. One thing that I'm a little concerned about is that you speak Spanish and I don't. So a majority of our students are Spanish-speaking families. And if it's a family that we know speaks Spanish and I handle the situation, I'd love it if you were there with me and we could do those together so that I could talk, you could translate, or we could talk together kind of as a trio somehow, just to make sure that the family really understands what's going on. And then at the same time, I'm still there because I was the one handling it with their kid.
Okay. I think that is definitely something that we can share, that responsibility. And yes, I would love to help you out if it's a Spanish-speaking family. And I really like the idea of you also being present for that.
Great. And so it goes like that. And again, we want to make sure that it's judge-free zone. She doesn't judge me because I feel uncomfortable using the language line or my really small Spanish because they're her kids. She speaks Spanish. And at the same time, this is something that she says she can actually do, where if I need that, she can support me in that. But then I'm there to help share that responsibility. I need to be comfortable calling EL families that do speak English or using our district has a language line. If they don't speak Spanish, it's just a little bit more clumsy. And at the same time, she needs to be comfortable calling mainstream kids. And if we're not okay with that, that needed to happen in that conversation.
So good luck as you decide your shared responsibility for your co-teaching pair.